The Jets have 6 games left in their schedule, but that's not going to stop the rumor mill from spinning. The Jets are reportedly looking into Pat Fitzgerald to be their coach in 2021. Welcome to Jets Talk. My name is Ryan. I'll be your pilot today. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Guys, the Jets have 6 games left in their schedule, and Adam Gase is still our head coach. But that's not stopping the Jets from looking into future head coaching candidates. And one of those candidates that we have just learned about is Pat Fitzgerald, according to inside sources. What do we know about him? Who is he? What do we have to know? He is the head coach of the Northwestern Wildcats. They just came off a big-time win over Wisconsin, and he has been there since 2001. He's been the head coach since 2006, but he's been with Northwestern since 2001, and he actually was a player for Northwestern back in the 90s, and he was a linebacker. He was really, really good. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame for that. He is 104-79 in all his games. He is 4-5 in bowl games. In 2018, he was the Big Ten Coach of the Year, and that actually earned him calls from the Green Bay Packers to be their new head coach. And then last year, when the Panthers were looking to hire Matt Rule, or before the Panthers were looking to hire Matt Rule, they actually reached out to Pat Fitzgerald first, who declined the interview. So it seems like he's pretty happy at Northwestern. He's been there forever. I mean, he was a player there, and now he's been a coach there for going on, 13, 14 years. So I think it's going to be hard to pry him away from there. He's a Chicago native, so he's always had close ties to that city. The things I found interesting about him over the course of his career, he was in the NFL for a very, very brief period of time. He was in camp with the Cowboys, but wound up getting cut, so he never actually played it down in the NFL. He did go to the Saints and tried out under Mike Ditka, former head coach of the Chicago Bears, so someone he definitely idolized, especially being a linebacker. He must have idolized that 85 Bears team, like no other. So he's trying out for Mike Ditka. Ditka goes over to him and says, "It might be time for you to put that Northwestern degree to use." Ugh, that's a kick in the nuts, especially when you consider, I don't know. It's a kick in the nuts because it's coming from like probably his all-time favorite coach. I would have to think in terms of Chicago legacy, and then from a defensive guy nonetheless. So that's gotta hurt. Pat Fitzgerald actually has a pretty good sense of humor. He says when he was at Northwestern, he was a spoon in a drawer full of knives. So he's always been kind of maybe a misshapen peg let's say a triangle peg in a round hole. I thought it was funny. Whatever. But what are my thoughts on him overall? Well, I don't think he's going to be an option for the New York Jets. I really don't. I don't think he's going to choose to come here after he had the opportunity to go play or go coach for the Packers and be with Aaron Rodgers. That seems like a really favorable situation. I don't know if Joe Douglas is actually going to be able to convince him to come here. Now, he's making $3.3 million a year in Northwestern, and that is more money than what Adam Gase gets per year. So money-wise, I don't know if it's going to line up entirely. Maybe the Jets are just going to have to go out and spend a lot of money on a head coach anyway. It's going to be a hot market, and the Jets need to find the right guy. Now, for me, I don't hate the guy. I like that he's got a ton of energy. He seems to relate to his players. It feels, and from all reports, seems like he builds a great culture in the locker room, and that's definitely what the Jets need. He's a defensive coach. He's a linebacker by trade and by position, and I don't know if I want a defensive coach when we're drafting Trevor Lawrence. I mean, maybe that just means he can watch the whole team and you let the offensive coordinator really work with Trevor Lawrence. I think you would have to bring in a really strong offensive coordinator in this situation. For me, I think he's most likely to go to Chicago after Nagy's fired after this year. I don't think he makes it. I don't think that there is going to be a situation where we really pull him in. I think there's going to be a lot of competition for him. I think if he's that hot of a name, I think he's going to want to go where he wants to go. I think he's going to go to Chicago or he's going to stay in Northwestern. It wouldn't shock me if his very brief time that he had in the NFL under the Cowboys and that brief period with Ditka there in New Orleans, if he's just totally soured on the NFL, and that's why he's declining all these interviews. He's basically the king of that campus at Northwestern, and I don't know if there's really a reason for him to leave other than going to another job that he really coveted, and I really think that is going to wind up being the Bears. Guys, let me know what you think of everything down below in the comments. Do you want this guy as our new head coach? Do you want someone else as our new head coach? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, go Jets.